welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Great Lakes Honda City coming to you on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. They're open for sales and service Monday through Saturday, and they're open all the time at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. We have a jam-packed show set up for you today. Thank you for your patience. Inside of MaandPazPopcorn.com, what's poppin'? Bringing you the list of topics and guests for the day from Ma and Pa's, the place you need to be filling your Easter basket with all of their awesome stuff, sweet and savory. I always say that it's like going on a vacation for your taste buds when you go to Ma and Pa's. 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Head there today. Our guests for the day, and there's a lot of great stuff coming up here today, folks. Lorenzo Thompson's going to be joining me for the first time ever. You know how I feel about Central and Upstate New York student athletes and the years that I've spent putting a spotlight on these kids because they should have one. And I'm honored that they've allowed me to let them have this spotlight because, the idea is just an idea, but the kids have to want to do it. And I cannot say enough about the wonderful students, student athletes, just people and families in my hometown of Central and Upstate New York. So I'll be joined by Lorenzo Thompson, who came from the CNS North Stars that we just announced. We are now doing a monthly broadcast with CNS across all of their sports, on site, on location at Willow Rock Pizza Pub on 6200 South Bay Road in Cicero, New York. So if he was here and he was playing at the time, then he would have been sitting with me at Willow Rock, but he's sitting with me here this morning from CNS to Rhode Island to the NFL. Lorenzo Thompson joins us in just a moment. And then at 10 a.m. Eastern Time in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the Binghamton University Bearcats on the heels of the announcement of him becoming the interim head coach of the Binghamton Bearcats men's soccer team. Tommy Moon, an alum of the program, will join the broadcast. And then we're hoping to have Thomas Pascariello as well to speak on Syracuse Pro Day. And we'll round things out as we always do on a Tuesday with the ingredients to success, proudly presented by Avicolli's. We're up and down the East Coast, the Midwest, the West Coast, and all around the globe on YouTube.com and Facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT, and on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com. We got on the internet when it wasn't cool to do it, and people didn't know if it was going to work out. So I want to thank my old producer of Niccolo Cicero, who told me one day, just jump on the internet, try it. Like, what could it hurt to do it? And that launched a company that exists here to today with, just wonderful people along the way, just helping and being there. And of course, God above more than anything else. So happy to be here with you. Proud to be on this broadcast of Wake Up Call, and proud for the first time ever to welcome Lorenzo Thompson to the show. The connection was made between the two of us by the amazing Tim Bednarski, athletics director at CNS. He was like, have you talked to Zoe before? And I said, no. He's like, do you want to? I was like, when would that answer be no? So anytime anybody from Central and Upstate New York's going out and living their dreams, I want to know what's going on with them, as well as all around the country and the world. So it is my honor and my privilege to celebrate the gentleman that is here with me, who worked from CNS in Central New York to having an opportunity with Division I football at Rhode Island, and then moved on from Rhode Island to go to the NFL, and is now going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Lorenzo, how are you?
Amazing, man. Especially after hearing you do that intro, I'm fired up. God is good, and I'm just excited to be here with you, man.
Yeah, and I'm happy to have you here too. And you and I were talking about this off the air. Like, God will break you. God will put you through it. And you said, it's crazy how I'm 40 years old, and you just said something to me I never thought of, which was, why are we surprised that we suffer on the way to the things we ask God for, when he let his own son suffer to achieve everything that we could have ever asked for? It was crazy that you just put that in perspective.
I love that, man. You just gave me goosebumps. I'm glad that hits you in that way, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, so I got to start there. What has God meant in your life?
Everything. I mean, I got introduced to believing in my faith at a young age because of my parents, and I appreciate, very blessed they did that. I don't know. I just went to church my whole life, and I always felt a connection to God. I remember just feeling very I don't know, kind of intimate and emotional, and just the thought that there is someone like that. And it was just something I try to always wrap my mind around. And I've just always fell back on him, man. Just like
Yeah.
be the best human being I could be, try to live a peaceful life. And there's times where I definitely wasn't as close as I used to be with God, but um, I'm thankful that my life now, that every day I really do strive to be the best servant I can for him, to spread his word, and I want to build a relationship with him. I'm blessed I have family members who keep me in check and always remind me of what's important, which is studying my faith, keeping my faith, and everything included with that. So God is such a big part. I think him when I wake up, just all throughout my day, through my workouts, when through practice. If a day's getting long at work, or he's just always help me remember my why. And I don't know, he's just always there.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate your family for that. I think it's, we all come at different stages, right? Like we meet people and we may all believe in God, but we're all in different places with it.
Mhm.
How do you navigate being around people and it's like you believe and it's a part of you, and that you're surrounded by people that love you and you love them? Some of them may believe, some of them may not, some of them may be just jumping into it, some of them might be all in it. How do you navigate that when it comes to spreading what you believe in?
Well, I'm starting to learn when I get environments or conversations where someone may not fully be invested into following Jesus Christ, or even just understanding it. They may know, they may not know, they may be defensive and not want to even get involved in anything like that. And this is a saying, I love this saying, you can bring a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah.
And you can't throw it onto them. You can't force it. You can't get upset when they may not see what you see and believe. And only thing you can do is just bring positivity to them, knowing that God will work in them. You just have to plant seeds. You just can't like when it gets to a state of being pushy and where you make them uncomfortable, that's going to make them be even further away from wanting to do that, or um, start their faith. So I've learned to just like show love
Yeah.
when they ask questions, be fully absorbed and just give them everything you can. Um, like knowing that something will happen in their life where they're going to feel God, they're going to think of God, they're going to be like, whoa, God's trying to tell me something. Like I know that he is always in the works.
Yeah.
So when someone may not be there yet, I'm not even fully there. I'm sitting every day. I'm not, every day is not the way I want it to be. Like if I could picture myself being perfect, 100% fully Christian life, like living for God, like I wouldn't be that guy. Like I'm not, but I admit that I mess up every day and I'm not perfect. So I think that's a big part of it too. But just like accepting where someone is in their state of mind of where they are with Christ, and guiding them when they need to, and just being respectful about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, going off of what you said, I think one of the nicest compliments that somebody ever said to me was, "We all know you believe in God just by being in your presence. Like you don't have to say anything. We could just tell by just you and how you like just how you function and how you are." And I think that's that in life, you just be yourself, right? And I think we get caught up in life, Zoe, where we live in a society where everybody always had an opinion, but we didn't know what the opinions were because there was no social media. And now that
Yeah.
there's social media, we're constantly trying to please people we know in our lives, but we're also trying to please all these people we don't know. And I feel like we get lost in like the best thing you can ever. What did I say yesterday? I said I could be the best version of myself, or I could be the best version of something that I've manipulated and caused myself to be, but I'd rather fail being me than succeed being some like strange version of me. And
Yep.
I'd love to just go into that a little bit deeper with you, because
Yeah.
you don't have to tell people that you believe in God. I think they see it when they see the confidence you have in who you are and in the type of person you choose to be.
Hmm. No, no doubt. Um, well, my thing, especially like, I'd rather believe in Christ and be wrong than not believe and be wrong. Like, I'd rather go all in because eternity, if you really think about like that happening one day, our day of judgment, and like the place you're about to be is forever. There's not an end of just a perfect life. Um, it could be intimidating, dude. And I'm definitely God fearing in a good way.
Yeah.
Of he's the creator and what he's capable of, and he holds order in the world. But I definitely look to surround myself by like-minded people. I use resources that are presented to me to study my faith. One really cool thing about Cleveland was our team chaplain, No. Um, he had Bible studies every week after the game. He was always accommodative to our schedule whenever he would wait for us sometimes. Sometimes meetings would be extended. He would always be there. He'd always be there off the field. He would invite us every. He was one of the best people I met in Cleveland who I had a relationship with. But man, just going to Bible study and just being with people like, man, that's actually pretty dope, man. Like doing Bible study with like Jameis Winston and just hearing his, I mean, everyone's heard his belief of his faith and how powerful his words are.
Yeah.
And man, just like being in a room where that guy's praying for me. And I'm a rookie coming from Rhode Island all the way from Cuse. Like, it's just like little things like that, man. Like that. It's more than the faith. Like, it motivates me to aspire to be like a person like that. But yeah, man, just being around people that are into their faith too, and being around like-minded people.
Yeah, and I think, when it comes to what drives us, like you said, I'd rather like go after God and be wrong than not go after God and be wrong. And I don't know, somebody said it recently. It was like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, if you believe in God and you believe that there is life everlasting and it's either going to be amazing or it's going to be really hot and really uncomfortable, you know, if that's what you believe in and you go toward that, you want to be a good person, you want to help people, you want to be kind, considerate, compassionate. So it's funny because, I've met a lot of people in my path that, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but I met some people in my path that don't believe in God. And some people didn't believe so vehemently that they would attack my belief in God. And it was like, why do you do this? Like, why do you believe in this? And I remember looking at them and saying, like, what if I'm right? You know what I mean? Like, what if I'm right? And the things that you love the most about me, they all come from him. Like, if you love the
Yeah.
way I treat people, that's from him. If you love my personality, my ability to make people laugh, that comes from him. If you
Ev-
love why I
Amen.
fight, how hard I fight, and why I do what I do, and why I sacrifice what I sacrifice, I've learned everything about like anything about my life that has any merit at all, I learned from him.
No
So
doubt.
if you love me, then it's like, shocker to you, you kind of love him too. And I just, I don't know, I find it funny in conversations where it's like, what's the word? I could love God or I could love alcohol. I could love God or I could love, partying and not taking care of myself. I could love God or I could love, hurting people. I mean, of all the things you can choose to love and all the sins that exist in this world, I chose to go in a direction that compels me to be a better version of myself. And just when I think I figured it out, he challenges me to be better. Like, I picked a place where I'm always going to be striving to be the best version of myself until the day I die
Mhm.
and beyond. Why is that? You know what I mean? Like, even if that wasn't real at the end of it, which I don't think that's the case, how do we go wrong by going in a direction where there's no mediocrity, there's no settling, there's no compromise, there's just doing the best you can?
It's literally just grace and forgiveness and love. Like, Man, you were, what did you say? All of our gifts are from the Lord.
Yeah.
Like me being athletic, my ability, I didn't choose to, like it was given to me, it was placed to me to have the frame of mind to work hard to be at the best I can at football. Like that comes from the Lord. Waking up, like everything is connected with him. So when you just said that, like I'm nice because of what God has given me in my life. I treat people good. You look at my personality, like it's all through the Lord, and it's all grace and it's all love. Like it's being a follower of Christ is peaceful to me. Like it's a peaceful life, and you feel nothing but grace um, in His presence.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, why do I have composure when people are disrespectful? Why am I not the person that's going to hit somebody that tries to, throw a punch? Like, there's things that you learn that you can't learn anywhere else. You can't learn that composure and that strength. People say, well, I can do it this way and I can do it that. I remember one person asked me years ago. They're like, you've accomplished so much in your life. I don't understand. And I was like, what do you not understand? They're like, I don't understand why you don't give yourself more credit. Like, you should give yourself all the credit. You did it. Why do you say God did it? I was like, because I'd be dead right now. Like, do you know how many times along this path I told God I'm done? I want to be invisible. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I said, you want me to give myself credit for working toward something that I could not work toward if He didn't lift me up, carry me home, wipe off my blood, wipe off my tears, put me back in my bed and say, I'll see you in the morning. I can't give any credit to myself because the only reason why I'm here is because
Mhm.
He made sure I didn't QUIT. And I mean, I think that's probably the easiest way I've ever been able to say it is like, yes, I'm proud of the work that I've done, but the work would never have been done if not for Him saying to me, my
Keep
son,
going,
you gotta get up.
bro. That was me past couple months, man. I didn't play anywhere last fall. I got cut in Cleveland after like a year and a half there in August, and I got signed by Pittsburgh right before New Year's, and it's all for the upcoming year. I'll be there in a couple weeks, but
Yeah.
I'm watching football like y'all, and I was just blocking Miles Garrett in practice, and it was the weirdest feeling.
Yeah.
And I used to be in the gym, being like, I don't even want to do this.
Yeah.
I feel like crap. My body hurts. I don't feel the same. I don't know where I'm going to go. I haven't played football in months. Am I going to be good still? And man, I feel the best I've ever felt right now. I just stuck the course and kept grinding and grinding and have the best support system imaginable at home. I'm very blessed for that. And that's from him. That is from him. The people in my life. I have so many people at home that have kept me on my feet. Because being in that life and then being away from it so quick is a slap in the face, but it's a reality for a lot of guys. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm super blessed to like have this opportunity, man. Like God has gotten me to this point, feeling confident again and just ready to just play football, dude. At the end of the day, like that's what it's about, and I'm excited.
Well, and that's, I mean, that's the thing, like you said. So many people watch football and they talk about football, but they don't understand the life of a football player where it's like you're not. It's like you're playing your cut. I'll never forget watching Hard Knocks with the Atlanta Falcons, and Jerome Smith and I are good friends. And Jerome Smith from Syracuse, 1,000-yard rusher, he got cut and they aired it. And I
Yeah,
still remember being in my bedroom, looking at the television, seeing it, and I'm not Jerome Smith, and my stomach fell out. Like I sat there and I was like, what do you mean he's not on the team? So it's like you live through that, and like you said, you have a support system and you have God, and you got through it. But just bring me through these last few months of, like you said, I'm watching football like y'all, because a lot of people never experience what you just experienced. They watch the game, but they don't know how the game giveth, and sometimes the game taketh away.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, the past couple months, really since I got home. So I got cut in August after my last preseason game. I was in Cleveland my whole rookie year. Practice squad, got moved up 1 week for Vegas, didn't suit up, but I got to travel, got the whole experience, and just grinded every day with them, man. And was there in the off season. Things were going really well. I was starting to swing into guard. I played tackle all rookie year. Center was in my vision too, but tackle guard is definitely where I'm comfortable and where I can play now. Go through the year, go through training camp, man, and you just always look around and everyone's your boy. It's just like college.
Yeah.
But in college, you know you're gonna be there regardless, even if you don't play. Like you look around and the competition is insane. Like everyone's a dog. Everyone's had success somewhere. They were a monster in college, all pros, future Hall of Famers. Like it's just so you gotta bring your best every day. Every day is a job interview, especially for someone who's scrapping to find the roster. Like one play can make your day or break your day. Like every dude, like the way you walk and eat, the way you go to Indy, the way you get in your stance, just everything is just like the littlest things can like move you up or down, and it's all about timing too. And you got to just carry yourself a very confident way. Like you got to fight for yourself for sure, because you're your own business in a world like that. So yeah, man, Cleveland was amazing. Like you could expect me being from a small school, being under recruited from high school. I go to a place in the NFL and I have all these resources and the staff that do everything for us and just the most amazing, nice people, the cafeterias, nutritionists, the strength coaches, everything, just the facility. It was I was super blessed and the people I was around. And I get to Cleveland, stay there for a year, sign me for another year. After the last preseason game, I'll never forget. I was at lunch with my family in my apartment complex, and I get a call, and it's a Cleveland number, and I'm like, "Hello," and they're quick with it. They're like, "Hey, Lorenzo, blah blah, blah, Cleveland." They don't even say you're cut. They just say, "Bring your iPad in." That's what they say. Your iPad has everything on it, like your playbook and all that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Damn." Because I was like, I felt so confident. I was like, man, I'm playing guard tackle. I'm playing well, like at least P squad, right? I'm just like, damn, I got cut from 53. In the next 3 days, I'll see where I'll end up. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I'm at lunch with my family. There's like 8 of us, and I hang up. They're like, who was that? And I was like, oh, it was the doctor talking about the thing on my back because I had an appointment the next day.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, word. Because I was just like, I didn't even deal with it yet. I didn't want to
Yeah.
like. We just had a great weekend. We're
Yeah.
eating some crepes in the city, and we're hanging out. And I'm just feeling big. My brother could tell I'm feeling weird, and I'm walking with him and other people. And they're like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Damn, I gotta go to the facility." And he's like, "Why?" I was like, "I just got cut." And they're like, I just didn't want to root. Like, I know it's me that's dealing with it, but like, they all had to drive home that day. I just wanted to like I don't know. It was just a weird feeling at first. So yeah, man, I go in and you meet with staff and GM and hand your iPad. And I'll never forget um, this guy was walking me around, like taking me to every meeting and stuff. He was like, "Do you want to grab anything from your locker? Anything you can think of, cleats, shirt, bathroom stuff, boom." I was like, "No, I'll be here in a couple days. I don't need to grab it." Because I was like, I'm definitely gonna be P squad. And the next couple days, man, nothing was happening. And then before I knew it, I woke up one morning. I checked Twitter every day. Like every time I woke up, I checked Twitter, and I just kept refreshing, checking my phone. And they signed like 3 guys to P squad, and I was like, wow, I'm out of here. So I immediately started to move out of my apartment, getting back home. Conversations with my agent. What's next?
Yeah.
He's like, man, just stay in shape, keep your mind sharp. You could have a workout anytime. You could wait a week. You could wait months. Okay. Word. I'm back at home. Funny thing, I got cut and I went to the fair this year for the first time since 2017 because I'm always in training camp in August and I can't leave. So it was the last day of the fair and I was still in Cleveland. And I was like, I'm gonna drive home and make the fair and go with my friends. Dude, I had a stomach ache because I had everything I've ever had at the fair. Like I hadn't been there in
Yeah.
8 years. Man, I ate like a slob, and it was the best. I had a blast. I
Yeah.
had so much food. But yeah, I got home 2 weeks later. Um, I'm sitting at my computer. My agent texts me. He's like, "Yo, you're going to Pittsburgh tomorrow for a workout." Word, awesome. This is like a couple weeks out, so I go to Pitt. You're literally there for like 24 hours. You do medical work, you work out, and you leave.
Yeah.
Like it's simple. And then they'll say a word. They're like, "Thanks, talk to you soon." Blah blah blah. They didn't sign me. I'm like, yo, and ask my agent what they say. Like they will text you. I'm asking my agent, like, what did they say? They said I looked in good shape, but nothing crazy. Didn't sign anybody. And then in December, I was actually in Florida um, with my brother. My agent calls me. And when he calls me at like night, I know he's just catching up with me. If it's during the day and the sun's out, I know he's about to say something. It's going to be quick and it's important. It's always important though. And he was like, "What's up, boss?" He was like, Pittsburgh wants to bring you in for another workout. They're bringing a bunch of guys. I think they're trying to sign some futures deals,
Yeah.
which is a year contract with no guarantees. Um, so yeah, they're definitely going to try to sign one of you guys. It was like Saturday. I had to leave Tuesday, so I went back to Syracuse. Flew to Pittsburgh the next day. Chilling in the hotel. Man, I killed it. I was best one in shape. There was like 9 other O linemen there. And I left. And I remember talking to my family in the airport, waiting for my flight. I was like, I'm about to get signed. Like, I'm definitely about to get signed. So, mind you, I succeeded and felt confident because at home, man, it's tough at home because to me, I feel like there's not many resources for athletes in terms of like real training to prepare them for college and life after college and just the right resources. And I just feel like the right people haven't invested into starting something up. Something I definitely want to do in the future is just give back to athletes and seeing why. Um, but yeah, man. So like at home, I'm like, I gotta work out, but I'm gonna go to like Blink or Crunch, and I don't have a trainer here.
Yeah.
So you have to work out by yourself every day. And my extended family, basically like a mother father figure to me. My little brother, their son, Brady. He worked out with this guy in Cicero named Karibo Wilson. Shout out Karibo, man. He's one of the nicest people. He trains a lot of kids from FM, CNS, CBA. Um, he was like, come to the gym, meet Karibo. He's a bodybuilder. He's done competitions. He's from East Africa. Well, thinks like us, lives through God. Very good guy. I meet him, bro, and I'm there. I'm going with Joel and Brady to the gym. Thank God they brought me there. And for a week, he kicked my ass. I was like, yo, I'm exhausted. Like this, I don't work out like this. It's like different workouts. Like everything with him was to failure. I'm used to moving a lot of weight fast for a couple reps. Like it was just different training. So from literally September to 2 weeks ago, I trained with him every day, and he made time for me every day, worked me out. I taught him things about what I do in my life, and it was just a great connection, man. Shout out him for I would have got good work in by myself,
Yeah.
regardless. But just having him being there pushing me, it was just better, and it was the best thing for me. But yeah, so I'm killing it in the gym. I do my workout at Pittsburgh. I go home. I'm eating breakfast after the gym one morning, and Tony calls me, my agent, and he's like, "What's up, boss?" He being weird. I can already tell. I'm like, "Bro." He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Eating breakfast." And he was like, "You want the good news or bad news?"
uh,
I was like, bad news. He said, there is no bad news. Pittsburgh signing you to a year deal. And man, man, called my brother. I was crying. I was like, yo, this is nuts. Like, I'm so happy. But it's still work to do. Still so much to prove and so much to work towards. But man, I was just relieved to like know that my work paid off. I'm just staying in shape and being the best I could be.
Yeah.
So now I'm just continuing my training. We go there in 2 weeks to start our off-season program, and brand new head coach and Mike McCarthy. Excited to just be around him and his culture. Um, and yeah, man, it's coming up.
I appreciate you painting that picture and bringing us along that road with you. It, like you said, I mean, just the things you hear that nobody else knows about, right? That they don't call you up and say you're cut. That you said they literally just say bring your iPad.
Yeah.
Like just a cold, like lifeless hand taking an iPad from you. And I mean, how do you how do you navigate through, you feel like you're part of a family, and then it's like this cold dead hand, just give me the iPad. I mean, you know what I mean? Because it's like it's the extreme of like I feel home here, they like me, I love it, the guys are great, I'm in the locker room, there's camaraderie, and then bring your iPad. Like, how do you navigate through? Just, I mean, that's a peak and valley like crazy.
You know where you stand as a player. You know where you are. You know who the starters are. You know who your competition is, but you also know at the end of the day, there's a time where they have to get together and make decisions.
Yeah.
And they have no choice. They have to cut down the roster. They have to put out there who they think is best to have give them value throughout a whole season. And I didn't make that cut this year. And it's nothing they did. It's everything I did. There's something I didn't do for them to when they got to that decision to say we need so here. Because last year they kept me the whole year. P squad developed me. This year, none of that. And I respect Cleveland and I love Cleveland for my time I was there.
Yeah.
But man, I can get into the details of like, oh, I was doing this and this person said I was doing that and like I thought I was doing so well. But nope, just like the best thing to do, but the hardest thing to do is just take this like take the hurt from it and learn from it. Like that's all I can do is and just grow. And even the fact that I'm just there in the first place, like, is crazy to me. But I belong for sure, and I felt that my first couple weeks being a rookie. I'm where I need to be. I belong here, and but yeah, man, like I had long nights, dude, staying up thinking about where I used to be, what my life was, and I loved where I lived. But it's just fuel, man.
How do you, in those moments, not think negatively? You know, how do you not get on yourself and, you know, you're mad at your, like, you know what I mean? You get cut, and how do you not, how do you stay away from the negativity and the you know, the bad self-talk and the hate and the kind of just pushing yourself down? Because I feel like everyone's challenged in moments where things don't go our way, that we can either be confident and I think it's easy to be confident when everything's working out, but it's true confidence, in my opinion, true confidence, true strength, true self-esteem comes when it's tested. So, how do you stay positive when it is very easy to be negative?
Dude, since September, those couple months of fall and winter, like my mindset 70% of the time is probably negative. Just like bashing myself. Literally didn't want to play anymore. There would be times in the gym where my body would hurt or something would go wrong, and I'd be so quick just be like, screw this. Just freaking out, man. Like, and going home and talking to my family and be like, I don't even want to do this anymore. And just being so negative and just finding every reason to feel upset about it. And man, just literally talking to people who love me, who care about me and want the best, who are seeing things like I cannot see things the way they see it for my life. And because I'm so trapped into this negative frame of mind of like thinking the worst about it. Literally, dude, my family, man, my loved ones, just venting to them, keeping up with old teammates from college. I made a couple good friends in Cleveland too that I catch up with, man. We always talk for like an hour when I talk to them. A couple of linemen I came in with, Javion, Zach. Um, Yeah, man, just like knowing that you're not alone and um like talking to someone goes a long way, man, 'cause you could hear something that's just gonna like fill you with guidance that you need. Even if it's just a little bit, you just stack those. And man, man, I put the work in every day, but I'll tell you, bro, there was a lot of days where I was like, nah, like it was rough. Definitely a rough patch in life for sure. But here I am.
Yeah, well, like you said, you stack positives, and after a while, you've built a house that you can live in. And I
Hmm.
think when we talk about something that you were kind of speaking on, we go through these things in life, and a lot of us get trapped in the past, which I always call the quicksand, because you can't when you go back to the past and you live in it, you can only get sucked into it, but you don't. I mean, it overcomes you. I mean, the past cannot be changed, but you when you focus on it, it's like you're doing something that's not. You can't do anything about it. It's impossible to change the past, and
Yeah.
so when you go through something, how do you not take the negativity, not take the bad, but take the knowledge and the wisdom? Because I think probably one of the best things I've learned in this past last year going into this year was when it comes to the past, take the lesson and nothing else. Don't take
Hmm.
the way it made you feel. Don't take the hurt. Don't take the pain. Don't take the strife. Just take the lesson out of it. How do you do that?
Man, I think going in the past could be beneficial in terms of like putting yourself in that setting where like a lot of times in my mind I would go back to some I would literally like go through a whole day that I remember in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Something I like I could have gotten there earlier. I could have went harder in this play. Just like thinking of like every little reason of like this is why I'm not there. But I don't know, man, like one one outbreak of like being where you want to be and positivity that overpowers 1,000 bad days. Like that good day, that fruit that you bear, that good fruit, like that that like diminishes all that you want what you went through. Like it makes it all worth it. And I still have so much more to come. I have more blessings to come. I have a lot more hardships coming my way too. But yeah, man, my faith has definitely helped me, and I try to harp and tell myself like this pain is required. It is required. I need this. It's going to help me. It's going to sharpen me because that's what builds confidence. My work is what builds confidence. Me staying in shape, like your preparation is what's like when you feel anxious that you're not going to succeed well in what you're doing. It's because prior you didn't prepare. You didn't do what was right. Like people feel anxiety because they're not doing what they're supposed to do, and that's their body telling them. That's the Lord telling them. So you just gotta listen and just do the right things.
Yeah, that's a unique way to put it, man. People get anxiety because they weren't prepared. And so, what have you done on and off the field to prepare yourself for whatever comes your way?
Man, just sharpening my mind. I have all the physical tools, um, God-given talents to just be successful at a sport like football. But I feel like this is the thing that takes people to the next level. Like I realized that the guys that I not envied, but like, man, you look at Joel Batonio, 13-year vet, 7-year Pro Bowl, married for with the same woman with kids, and he's just a good man and he's humble. Wyatt Teller, Ethan Posick, men of their faith. Like you look at them and you're around them, and it just pushes you to be better. And you see their mindsets, and you're like, man, I'm doing this. I'm doing the same thing he's doing. like I'm doing it just as good as him. Like just like the physical part is what gets you to the NFL. The hardest part is staying in the NFL. And this, it's like 80% mental. Like doing the same thing, like it's tough, man. Because like I said, every day is like an interview. Every play can make or break you. So, like, I've just tried to eliminate stressors and eliminate negative things in my life and putting boundaries on myself and respecting myself more to, like you said, sometimes you gotta give yourself credit. But yeah, man, just trying to sharpen my mind, just prepare because I know there's going to be days where it's hard again, and I'm going to be tested a lot. About to go up against some studs on the D line in Pittsburgh. Like, so yeah, man, definitely just like I said, I would go in the past and relive days in Cleveland and things that were good, things that were bad. And man, it's a mental thing, man. It is a mental thing to just go in there and be sharp, and it makes your job easier, but also like, and one thing I've also learned is success within that business. Like, if you worry about football, everything else will come. Because everything successful outside of football comes from you being good at football, like from you producing on the field and doing what you do. So, yeah, yeah, man. Mental aspect, mental clarity, sharpness, gotta be.
Yeah. No, I mean, and you, I mean, I've said it before. I said you can prepare and do everything you possibly can. You can, in your case, you can lift weights, you can watch film, you can study your opponent, know your playbook inside and out. And if you do everything you got to do, you do your cardio, you lift your weights, everything, and then you get to the game and you line up and you let that person get in your head, or you get in your own head, or the fans get in your head, or something somebody said you got in your head, or you're sitting here worried about something off the field, or this happened and you didn't like this. The moment that your mind goes awry and it controls you instead of you controlling it, it doesn't matter all the hours you put into every other sector. If you can't stand there in that moment and say, I got this, and believe it, you don't have it. And it's just crazy how you mention the mind, because I tell people that all the time. Mental toughness is not a sports thing, it's a life thing.
Yeah, no doubt. Those factors are so real too. Like, when you get in your own head and you get distracted by like an external factor without you even realizing it's taking away structure in your thought process to think about what you should think about. Like, it just creates problems and lessens your focus 100%. And the mental aspect is like definitely like getting in your own head, letting people get in your head, but like being confident,
Yeah.
positive self-talk, respecting yourself enough to like do the right thing, wake up, have a routine, treat yourself with like eat right, consume the right things, talk to good people, like all those things too. Like those are mental clarity things too. Like, yeah, like confidence and self-talk are like the biggest things, man, and just belief in yourself.
I love this conversation. And I mean, Pittsburgh's getting somebody that I'm very excited to see out there go and work and do your thing. I will ask this of you, and you can say no. I don't care if it's CNS. I don't care if it's Rhode Island. I don't care if it's Cleveland. I don't care if it's Pitt. But I do a wall of fame in here, and I only ask when I feel something inside of me tell me to ask. I want to put a Lorenzo Thompson jersey in here somewhere.
Hell yeah. Well, it would have to be Pitt for sure. I don't even know what number I am yet. I'll tell you that. So I
Yeah.
do have a CNS jersey I can give you. Benarski actually gave it to me months ago when I was home when I came to a CNS game, basketball. He texted me for weeks to come see him, and I finally was like, "Yo, like when can I come see you?" Met him at the game.
Yeah.
I had no idea what his mind was giving me. He's like, "I got something for you."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What is Benarski about to give me right now?" He takes me to his office. He grabs what he has for me. Turns around. It's my two jerseys I wore in high school. Because I guess they're getting. I don't know if they're getting new jerseys or whatever, but now they have every color you could think of. I just had blue and white when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, I actually just got those recently. So whatever your preference is, I would love to be up there, man. It's an honor.
Yeah, well, you should be up there for sure. I'm going to give you the last word. What do you want to say to people that are watching and listening? We've talked about a lot of things today that are far beyond the world of football. I think people watching and listening of any world that they live in could get advice from today's show. So I'm going to allow you to have the last word. What do you want to say?
Man, everybody who's striving to be somewhere and do something, you may be going through something, like, you didn't come this far to get this far. Like, think about every person watching this. Like, if you're having a rough time in life right now, think about what you've already been through and you're still kicking it. You're still waking up. Like, wake up and take advantage of your days because, man, we're given one life and one opportunity, and we never know when we're gone. Like, I've dealt with family death in my life, and it's made me look at life so much differently and appreciate it. Just appreciate every day. Like, give yourself a chance. Like, do the right things. You could do everything right and you still could not get it. Like, chase that greatness. Because even if you don't reach the pinnacle of like everything we see, it's like social media, we don't even talk about it much. I can't stand it. Even if you don't reach where you want to be, that path to get there with all that work, you're still going to be somewhere great. So, like, wake up. Trust me, I struggle with stuff too. Sometimes I don't want to wake up. Sometimes I don't want to go to the gym. But every time I wake up, every time I go to the gym, after, I feel great. I feel like I'm doing the right thing. Like, it gives you this just feeling, just want to keep going. And it's not going to be easy every day. Most of the time, you're not going to want to do it. But if you just keep stacking days, like, I promise, like, something good will happen in your life. Just give yourself a chance.
Lorenzo Thompson, one of the best messages we've ever had here on Wake Up Call or with anything I've done. Lorenzo, I appreciate the fact that we got to do this, and I feel like we've barely scratched the surface. So you're going to
Oh
have
my
to come
God.
back on the
We
show,
didn't even
man.
talk about football that much.
I know. So
Dude,
you're
you only
going to,
CNS, you only CNS and college stories I got for you.
yeah, I was saying.
Endless. Endless, man. Nah, I shout out Benarski, man, for connecting us. I'm sure that this relationship, like you said, is just beginning, man. Can't wait to be home. Would love to meet you in person. Um, and what you said in the intro, bro, like CNS, no, not CNS, CNY athletics, Syracuse athletes, they deserve more. Like, they deserve the spotlight. There's talent. Like, I wouldn't want to play football anywhere else than CNS with that community and the schools I played against. I think about it now. Like, every game I played, every game I won and lost, the championship I won, like Syracuse, it has more to offer than people think, and it just needs people to give it exposure. And people try, and God bless you, man, for fighting for it, man. You, like, your morals and everything you stand on, bro. Like, you're a solid dude. But yeah, CNY athletes, bro, keep it up, keep grinding, man. We got this.
Yeah. Well, listen, you go where God guides you, and I never thought he was going to send me back home when I was where I was, but he sent me back here, and I wouldn't change anything about it, and I wouldn't change any of the people I met. And I tell people all the time, if you worry about the future of this world because of the youth in this world, then you haven't been around Central and Upstate New York, because I met way too many good kids,
Yeah,
talented
man.
kids, amazing people, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do, you included. So for
Heck yeah, man.
Lorenzo Thompson here, the Pittsburgh Steeler coming straight from
Yeah,
Central New
baby.
York, I will look forward to talking with you soon. God bless you as always, and I'm so
Sure,
happy
man.
that Tim brought us together, but I'm also happy
That's
that the big guy upstairs, God, brought us together, man.
oh, absolutely, man. We'll definitely talk soon. Appreciate you.
All right, sounds good. Talk soon.
All right. Thank you.
That coming from Lorenzo Thompson one more time here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. Can't thank Zoe enough for being a part of today's show where sports meets life on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and just an honor. I mean, what can I say? Everything that he said, yes. I agree with it. And I'm proud of it. I'm proud to hear I'm happy to hear his story, and I'm also happy to hear what he's done to just help other people, and how he's helping other people today by having this conversation and just everything that he's doing. So, we barely talked about football, but that's why Wake Up Call is where sports meets life, because we speak on the things that are a lot bigger that bond us all, no matter what we do. So thank you to Zoe, and thank you to God for making it possible, and thank you to Tim Bednarski for being that bridge. With that being said, I have the opportunity of bringing in the interim head coach of the Binghamton Bearcats men's soccer team. I'm very happy for this opportunity. And, I shave my hair really low. I like doing it. It makes me aerodynamic. This guy just shaved it off. And the funny thing is like the picture that we have of you online as a coach, it has the hair. It doesn't have the fresh cut. So we're here with Tommy Moon right now. Happy to be here in this Bearcat Breakroom in this exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Binghamton University and the newly named interim head coach for the 2026 Binghamton men's soccer season. Mr. Moon, from the moment I heard the news, I wanted to have you on the show, and then everything just perfectly aligned that we got to do it. How are you?
I'm good, Dan. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. So the story about the hair is our sports information guy, David O'Brien, every year asks me for a new headshot, and I have to keep the one with the hair up there. But I think this year it's time to kind of update it. So we'll be updating that headshot for this fall season for sure.
Yeah, no, I definitely listen. I respect the short hair game. I definitely do. My mom told me a long time ago. She said, "Thank God you got a round head, because when you shave it low, like if it was all messed up, you'd be looking weird." So I gotta say,
sure.
Mr. Moon, like you got the round head here. It's all symmetrical and it works.
Yep.
So
yeah, for sure, man.
What made you do it? What made you say shave it off? Let's just rock it.
Tougher, man. Tougher. I want to be hard, and it losing it as well. So obviously being in coaching, you lose your hair a little bit. So just decided to zip it off and rocking it.
We're here with Tommy Moon here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. To be announced the head coach, to have this opportunity, you're an alum of the program, student athlete with the program, you've been on the coaching staff, spent a lot of time with Paul Marco. Bring me into how this all came about, because the job opened and everybody was waiting and like who's getting interviewed and what's going on. I'm getting phone calls all over the place. I got friends that I know are getting phone calls. And then we hear that we're staying in house with you. Bring me into the process of all this and just what it was like these last few months.
Yeah, so I mean, Paul has been wonderful for me. He's been a great mentor as a coach and helped guide me along this coaching journey. I played at Binghamton from 2010 to 2014, and I'm a local guy as well. I grew up in the area. So Binghamton University and Binghamton men's soccer means a lot to me. I have a lot of ties to the program. So after my playing career, I joined the coaching staff right away. I've been on the coaching staff for the past 10 years. And then when Paul decided to announce his retirement in January, the administration opened up the coaching search nationally, and I had spoke to athletic director Gene and our sports supervisor Z that this is a job that I want to pursue, and here's why I'm ready for this opportunity and responsibility. And after the search process, the stars just kind of aligned for my situation, and I've been given an opportunity to kind of prove myself through the fall season. And I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, you kind of led me right into it, that they announce you as the head coach, but they put the interim tag there. So what can you say to that effect? When you went to Gene, and spoke with him and, athletics director of Binghamton University, Gene Marshall, when you took some time with him and they're going through and they're talking to, other coaches, sitting head coaches in Division I athletics and whatnot, and then you say, hey, listen, I want the opportunity. What was the conversation like? Was it like, hey, we're gonna give you the opportunity right now. We're gonna put the interim tag, and if you prove yourself, we'll take this tag off and show us what you got. I mean, what's been kind of the correspondence when it comes to why they put the interim tag?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. I think that during this time, I've been working with the team. I've been speaking with alum, and I think that they see the value that I can bring to the program. The current team has been wonderful in supporting me. They've been massive advocates for me. We've had really good sessions and a great start to the spring semester. So I think they just want to, make sure that they give me an opportunity, and they just plug the interim tag on there, and we'll see how things go.
Yeah, and for you, I mean, to know that they had looked in so many different places and had taken, time with this. We're taking a bunch of time to interview people and obviously have a search committee and whatnot to stick with someone who's been with the program for so long, who, like you said, you played there, you're a local person, you've been on the staff since 2015 as an assistant coach, you got raised to associate, and then now you were leading the program. Why do you believe they gave you that chance, knowing that this was a job that a lot of people were going after, including coaches that were not assistant coaches? These are head coaches that reached out to Binghamton and said, we're interested.
Yeah, I think during the interview process, and during the time that I've had this interim tag, they got to know me more as a head coach and a leader. I've been an assistant coach for so long, and I've reported to Paul, and Paul kind of reports to the higher ups. So as I've been in charge of my lead role and leading the program. Like I said, I think they saw the value that I can bring. So I have a lot of community ties. I'm excited to reach out to the community and still have a presence in the community, and bring some excitement back to the men's soccer program. Same thing with the alum. I've been connecting with many alum over this process to re-engage with them and get them, re-energized and excited about the program. And then I think the team has seen a change. I think the mentality, is more deliberate. I think it's been very positive so far, where, the guys are excited to come out to training every morning and get after each other. Over this time where I've shown this value, I think, administration said, hey, let's give Tommy a real chance. Let's give Tommy an opportunity for this.
How'd you find out? Because obviously, like we've been talking about, it's been an arduous process, and they've been taking a lot of time to go through it. So bring me into where you were, what you were doing, what's going on. Just paint me the picture of that phone call or that meeting or whatever it was.
Yeah, so obviously it was a very long process. And like yourself, you hear a lot of outside, thoughts and gossip, rumors of what might be going on. And for me, the whole thing was I can't listen to the outside noise. I'm big on you get what you earn, you keep your head down, you grind, you can only control what you can control. So that's kind of been my thought process through this whole time, is control the controllables and show that you can do the job and do the job to the best of your ability. And then whatever happened will happen. It was a very, I think the pool had a lot of experienced, other coaches. The Gene and Z did great about, kind of keeping me in the loop and gave me some great guidance throughout this process. If I ever had any questions, their door was always open for me to kind of, speak to them and talk to them. And then once it came down to it, Gene invited me into his office and said, hey, Tommy, here's the direction that we're going to go in, and we want you to be the guy to lead the team this fall, which I was obviously super excited about, delighted.
How do you keep your nerves down? I just had a guest on a few minutes ago, Lorenzo Thompson, and he said anxiety comes from not being prepared. So how did you keep nerves down, and were you anxious? Did you feel prepared because you're, like you said, you control what you can control, but you still had to wait. So how did you navigate through all
that? Just like what Lorenzo said, if you're unprepared, you kind of feel that anxiety a little bit. And I felt I was very prepared and ready for this. If I had any doubt, or or a lack of self-belief, then I'm in the wrong profession. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be a coach if you're ever doubting yourself or second guessing yourself. I believe in my philosophy. I believe in my recruiting. I believe in the relationships that I have with alum and the vision that I have for this program.
Yeah.
So, with that confidence and, I'm ready to kind of prove myself and take the program to the next level.
I think it's great what you and Lorenzo have said this morning, because I was wondering. I call it the four stare approach for me, which is, you feel that feeling of like, okay, like this is something big, but it's like you go up the 1, 2, 3, 4 stairs for me, and then you hand me the microphone, and I'm calm. And I'm thinking about your words just now. I'm thinking about you and Zoe, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I was just at the Spectrum Center doing the ACC tournament, broadcasting live on location inside of the arena, and I didn't feel any ounce of, oh my gosh, can I do this? And it speaks to what you and Zoe have talked about. Like, if you control what you can control, and you know what you're capable of, and you're prepared to do it, then there's a calmness that comes over you in a world where a lot of people would be afraid. You mentioned the alumni, you mentioned the student athletes, you have a plan. What is the plan? Where are we going with Binghamton Bearcats men's soccer? How is this going to be uniquely your team?
Going back to your first point real quick.
Yeah.
What really helped calm me down as well was just being around the team and being around the guys. So actually the morning of my in-person interview, the team had a lift, and I'm all decked out in my suit, ready for my interview. I wanted to make sure I saw the team in the morning, and just being out on the field with them every day just kind of grounds you a little bit. It brings you back to earth. So I think that support system, helps you as well. So if things are kind of on edge, or, you're anxious a little bit, being around the team and being around the guys was great for me as well. So that kind of helped recenter me and refocus me. But as for my vision for the program, I want to have a clear identity of what Tommy Moon Binghamton men's soccer looks like. I'm a very attack-minded coach. I'm a very creative coach. I love the ball. I love possession. So I want to be a winning team, but I also want to be a team that entertains people. I want people to look forward and be excited to come to our games and watch us. And, we're going to be very fast paced, high tempo, very organized, and take every single game one step at a time and treat like every game as a championship game for us. So, we have our first spring game actually this Saturday against Siena. And this will be our first match together. So I'm very excited to watch the boys play this spring.
Well, and that's the thing, right, is that you have spring ball, and I mean, you have the opportunity to jump right into it. What have you implemented? I mean, I appreciate you talking about, hey, listen, I like possession, I like the ball, we're going to be high tempo, we're going to attack, we're coming at you, like we're going to hold on to this ball, and we're going to keep, the onslaught going and whatnot. But how are you implementing this right now? Because obviously, I mean, being an associate coach, being an assistant coach, you can do so much, but Paul's going to make the decision, right? And so now that you get to make the decisions, what changes have you made already to prepare this team to look different when it comes to spring ball? Could be the same guys, but, obviously you're going to be looking a little bit different.
Yep. I think the style of play is a little bit different. So the standards, we always kept high standards on the players, but now it's kind of just refined in other specific details a little bit. And then just the mentality that goes within the sessions. So there is a massive focus on winning every little activity, winning the small-sided games, and managing those moments. So I think when you look at this past season, we record-wise, it doesn't look very good, but if you break it down game by game, there's a lot of individual matches that were very, very close that could have gone one way or the other. There's a couple matches, Lafayette and UNH, for example, where we're winning the game and we end up dropping that game. Yeah. And I think it's that change of mentality and belief that can help us get over the top even more. So it's not just quality It's not just fitness. It's that mentality and belief of, all right, we are capable of winning these games. We're going to manage the moments through the games to help us kind of get results and get us wins at the end of the season.
Well, and like you said, I mean, so many things. The difference between winning and losing could be that one pass,
Small
could be
margin.
that one decision, right?
Yep.
And so when you reflect on seeing so much as a player and as an assistant and being, an associate, when you've not only seen soccer through your own eyes as a coach and a player, but you've seen this team, this program, this squad, which I think, to your point, prepares you to handle this squad because you've been with them. And like you said, what brought you peace the day of your interview was being around the team itself. So what have been those moments that maybe people didn't catch or people didn't see that you've seen, that you remember, that stick out in your mind of the difference between, hey, this was our record, but we could have flipped these 3 or 4 matches? What are some of those things that you've really honed in on?
Yeah, I'm unique. So obviously I've been around the team for 3 decades now, and in the mid 2000s, the team was playing in 6 or 7 consecutive conference finals, and those guys were infectious to be around. They were a great group of guys, very close knit, loved playing for each other, and they were extremely successful. And the teams that we've had since that have been successful have kind of fit that same mold where they were very, very close and loved to get after each other. So I'm looking to create that culture within the team now, which we've done a really good job with this spring. And I think keeping the team healthy is extremely important. The years that we've struggled, we've had a lot of freak injuries or key players have been out injured. So I think keeping the team fresh throughout the season and healthy throughout the season is very important.
Yeah.
And then just keeping everybody bought into the game plan, to keep that belief going, to make sure guys are all in the same boat, paddling the same direction, and that guys kind of don't deviate off course.
Here in this Bearcat break room with Tommy Moon on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Binghamton University. Tommy, to be a voice on the sideline, to being the voice on the sideline, how have you transitioned? Has it been difficult, easy, somewhere in between, of making your message known to the student athletes that already know you? I mean, it's unique and it's great, but at the same time, there may be a challenge in that of saying, like, I've been with you all this way, but now I'm in a different seat here. So when you talk about you want the guys to be close and you want to build this camaraderie and this connection and this brotherhood like you've seen in the past where the team had so much success, how have you attacked going from one position on the coaching staff to the position on the coaching staff?
Yeah, so it's been fun kind of working my way up the ladder. So, I came in as a freshman in 2010, and then by the time I leave the program, I'm the captain of the program. So I already kind of have a leadership role within the players. And then right after my last season in 2014, I joined the coaching staff right after that. So during that transition, it was fun because I was kind of a player coach. I kind of managed being on the coaching staff and still having ties with the players that I played with the year prior. So I think that was a really good learning experience for me. And then just over the years, I've become more prominent and more confident as a coach. My philosophy has improved and tweaked and changed. And so, over the years, the players have really learned to know what I'm about. And obviously, through scouting reports and running training sessions and match day analysis, post-game analysis, stuff like that, guys understand, how I view the game. They, whenever we're doing any sort of fitness or technical exercises, tactical exercises, they understand the standards that I have. And it's funny because on the field and off the field, I'm two completely different people where off the field, I'm pretty quiet. I'm pretty reserved. I like to listen and kind of hang out in the background a little bit. But as soon as I step on the field, I'm much more vocal, have a much larger presence, and I'm not afraid to kind of voice my opinion and again be intense and hold those standards and stuff like that. So.
And you've developed over time as a leader. What are some of those tools in your tool chest that you feel like have become most valuable in elevating and climbing the ladder? What are some of those pieces of your leadership style that you think are going to be most effective?
Well, first, I am very relatable to the players. I'm much of players coach. I want to provide some structure and organization, but I want to give the players an opportunity to have some freedom and express themselves. So the guys know that this is their culture, their environment, and it's going to be whatever they make it. And I'm just there to kind of hold them to the standard. So, I think my relationship with the guys is very important. I've had a lot of good individual conversations with them. I try to meet with them often to get their insight because while we have a leadership group and guys have been around the program for some time, I want to make sure that the younger guys or the inexperienced guys have their voices heard too. So I think, if everybody feels that their voice is being heard and is contributing, you're going to be more invested to what we're trying to build. And that kind of goes back to towards the we before me mentality where, it's about Binghamton soccer. It's about us, not about one specific individual.
What makes you believe that we can get back to not only a season of success, but multiple years of that? What is it about this new era that we're on with you that makes you believe Binghamton men's soccer will rise?
Because I know what it means to be a Bearcat. I think the tradition of being a Bearcat men's soccer player is extremely important. I love that relationship. And I think by re-energizing and re-engaging the community and alum within the program, I think the team will realize and not realize, but again, refocus themselves to the fact that we're representing a lot. And I think that once we can build on some sort of success, then it will just continue to grow. And that happens through recruiting process, making sure that we're bringing in the right guys that have the right character of and the mold of a Binghamton University student. That's very important because the academic rigor at Binghamton is enormous. But
yeah.
So bringing in the right individuals to be a student at Binghamton, and then the right characteristics that fit our style of play and the drive to win an America East championship at Binghamton. So I'm looking forward, and that success might not come this fall. You know what I mean? I want to win. Winning is very important to me. We're gonna put our best foot forward and be competitive in every single match. But the identity piece is huge. I want to make sure that when when people come to watch us, they know that's a Binghamton men's soccer team. That's what Binghamton's identity is, and then I think the results will follow themselves. I think if every day we can continue to get better and focus on us and focus on what we're trying to achieve, I think everything else will fall into place for us.
And what I think is great is, like you made mention to, you got spring ball. So, I mean, you get to get out right away. You don't have to wait until the fall. Do you make any changes as head coach recruiting-wise? Are there any pieces that you think you don't have that you go to the portal, or you try to find somebody that maybe hasn't found a home yet? Are you going to try to immediately adjust the roster a little bit, or how do you look at that since you're coming in 2026 knowing that, recruitment for that? But I mean, you've been on staff too, so I mean, you've obviously helped in recruiting. Is there anything else you look for when it comes to 2026, or do you say, hey, we're locked in with this, I'm going to focus on every year after this?
Yeah, 1,000%. So obviously, like you've said, getting this time with the team in the spring has been great because, every day we're working together, we're grinding together. We're creating that identity that I've been talking about. And now during the spring games, we'll get a chance to kind of see where we're at comparatively to, the other teams that we're playing against.
Yeah.
So this time during the spring is nice. And the guys know that, spots are up for grabs. I've told them at the very beginning, for the whole group, this is a trial process for everybody. I'm on trial. The team is on trial. So every day you have to make sure that you come out to training to earn your spot. Yeah. And I think the guys have been doing a great job of that. So we'll see what we look like in our spring games. We do have some roster spots that we have to fill in some key positions. And we're kind of exploring everybody. We're looking at, international students. We're looking at the transfer portal guys. And then we're kind of seeing what freshmen may have been slipped through the cracks to see if they might be a good solution for us. But we'll definitely be bringing in a few more key players to help improve the team for the fall. And then once that class gets finalized, then definitely be looking forward to 2027, 2028 recruiting classes and getting prepared for those guys as well.
Well, I appreciate the candidness that you brought here today. I appreciate you taking the time today. I hope you can appreciate that over my shoulder is that Binghamton soccer scarf. So yes, with that being said, Mr. Moon, I am so elated for you. I'm happy for you. As soon as I saw the news, I was just excited to share it, excited to get to talk with you and just, see your vision, your mission. You've talked about so many different layers of it, and I definitely want to have you back. We didn't play rapid fire here today, so I want to do that, but I absolutely would like to be closer and closer to this program that's already meant a lot to me and just get to see your vision implemented and what it looks like. So I'd love to make sure that you and I keep in touch a lot because I'm very happy for you and I'm excited for what the future will bring and everything that you're working toward.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. And look for big things for men's soccer, Binghamton men's soccer. I can't wait to be back on with you. Hopefully you'll have me on soon or sometime in the fall. And hopefully we'll be having some good conversations about some wins. So Absolutely. Delighted.
And by the way, Tommy Moon, it sounds like a stage name. It's like a perfect, it's very easy for, as soon as I saw it, I go, man, what a workable name. Thank you, Mom and Dad. So there you go. But
well, nobody can call me just Tommy. Everybody calls me Tommy Moon.
Yeah, so, we have to. So, Mr. Moon, have yourself a fantastic day, and I'll look forward to talking with you soon. And I hope you and the team stay healthy, stay blessed, and I hope you have fun this spring.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Take care.
Yep, bye.
See you. That coming from Tommy Moon one more time on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. We're going to take a quick step aside inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. We haven't taken a break yet because I believe in content. And we have fantastic partners that we work with, so you got to hear from them. And you will right now. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942. And tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpaspopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma and Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have at any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
Hey everybody, this is Rockney Roberts from Willow Rock Brewing Company. We are here in Cicero at the Willow Rock Pizza Pub.
And I'm Kevin Williams, also from Willow Rock Brewing Company. Happy to be here and happy to be partnering with CNS and Dan Tortora.
You want some place where you can feel comfortable and hopefully ingratiate yourself with the community. And Kevin, he grew up right down the road from here. I grew up in Brewerton, so not too far away. We know the area, we know the people, they're great, and we were just really excited to be able to come to the area.
Yeah, and having the opportunity to meet some of these coaches, some of the people in general already, and seeing the CNS colors kind of around, and already partnering on a smaller level with individual teams really made this make sense to us to really formalize kind of a partnership with the school and get this rolling.
You know, Willow Rock to me has always been about high quality beverages, high quality experiences, and now high quality food in our pizza pub. You know, that was something new for us when we came to Cicero. Right from the drop, we knew we were going to have a focus on the highest quality food to go with our high quality beer. At the Willow Rock Pizza Pub, you're getting high quality, hand cut, top notch ingredients. We're open for lunch. That's a really important thing for us, is to be able to get that person in here like, hey, you only got 30 minutes for lunch, but we're gonna have something for you that you can get quickly and available to everybody.
Yeah, we wanted something that was just a little bit outside the box, a little bit outside of comfort zone, but still something that you could rely on to be consistent and easy to look at and easy to be like, oh, I can see myself eating this. I can see myself wanting to have that more than once. Eating a whole pizza like our beef on weck pizza, I've never seen one anywhere. It's just a great ideas, great inspiration across the board. We're their spot to stop. We're their friendly neighborhood watering hole, as well as pizza place and place to stop for a restaurant. Not just beer drinkers here. We've got wines, we got cocktails, we got non-alcoholic stuff for the kids.
The location is more important today than it ever has been before, and we're lucky enough to be here in Cicero. The Willow Rock Pizza Pub is a place where you can bring your family. You can come in, you can grab a soda, you can relax. You can come after a game, before a game, your parents, your grandparents. Our goal is to make sure that everyone's comfortable here. We want students, we want athletes, we want your coaches. It's going to be a good time. So come here, enjoy the high quality food, high quality beverage that we're going to offer to everybody. And hey, go North Stars.
We're so happy to have the North Stars. We are very much a kid-friendly establishment. We have tons of space outside for everybody to be playing outside, as well as listening to live music, enjoying some pizza.
The Willow Rock Pizza Pub is open 6 days a week here in Cicero. That is Tuesday through Sunday. And our website is willowrockbrew.com, and our socials are at Willow Rock Brew. So find us on the net, find us in person. We'll see you soon.
This is Jim Dispenza, owner of Game Point Sports Complex. You hear the same story across any sport that kids play and any sport that adults play. There's never enough places to play. That was definitely true with volleyball, definitely true with basketball. Could be cheerleading, it could be field hockey, which is what we're seeing now. Every sport has a lack of places to play, and I think Syracuse in particular is a place where it's really bad. Despite the fact that we've got a lot of athletic talent around here, we just seem to have not enough places for people to play, and they're going to different places. They're going to Rochester, they're going to, Buffalo. They're going all different places because we don't have a place here, and I felt like that should change. This was a long project from planning all the way through execution to opening the doors. A lot of work went into it, obviously, a lot of money, a lot of resources, and the dream always was kids being in the gym, having a good time. And I've always felt like sports is the most unfiltered joy that you can observe with people, that people can experience, because it is fun, it is a sense of accomplishment, it's all of that wrapped into one thing. And so watching kids going up and down the court with big smiles on their faces has been just amazing experience. I'm looking forward to years to come of that same thing. We've taken the time to invest in multiple sports, and then what we're finding is the mere fact that we have a large, clean, well-lit space has opened a lot more doors for us beyond basketball, volleyball, pickleball. Now we're having some interest from cheerleading. We've got girls field hockey coming in, and then also there's quite a bit of room for spectators. We've got bleachers, we've got benches, we've got a concession lounge where people can get food and drinks. We're going to have multiple sports going at the same time, using every square inch of this place for what it was conceived for, which is basically people to come in, have a good time in the sport that they prefer. We manage each situation differently. Everybody has different ability to afford different things. Some are bringing 10, 15 people, some are just 2 people. I've had a lot of situations where it's a father shooting around with his son, it's a mother playing pickleball with her daughter or with her son, and then those situations come up and we work with people, and that's allowed us to have groups from 2 people up to 30 people and have some flexible pricing behind it. We're an organization that is here to work with the community any way we can, and I guess part of it is just making sure that we have the flexibility to put together a plan that makes sense regardless of the size of your group. So in order to book time, the best option is to go to our website, gainpointsports-syr.com. You can click from there and sign up for events, sign up for your own particular training, sign up for birthday parties, all of that.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. Why is it so cold in Syracuse again? Just why? I can't, folks. It's so freezing. But we are here inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, where I'm staying warm by the grace of God. And so I'm happy to be here with you. We got the man, Mr. Thomas Pascariello, joining me here, speaking on the 2026 Syracuse Orange Pro Day. Let's bring him in. We were both there on site, on location for Pro Day. And so I am here once again with the head of the league winners, Thomas Pascariello, joining us on the Syracuse 2026 Pro Day, the heels of everything that we saw. Mr. Pascariello, how we doing?
I'm doing all right, man. You're not wrong about this cold. I opened up the door and I got smacked in the face with like 30-degree well. I'm like, what is happening right now? It was 70 yesterday. What are we doing?
I was in Charlotte where the sun was, and it was blue, and it was beautiful. I felt like it was like being in a video game. I looked like I was in like Super Mario World. And so it was just fantastic. It was sunny. The breeze, even when it was cool outside in Charlotte, felt nice. I was wearing shorts to the airport, and now I have to brush. I have a meeting after the show, and I have to brush off my car outside of my studio. I was like, okay, a little brush. I woke up this morning, and I go, it's just a little brush. It's just 2 seconds. Now there's inches on the car, and I was like, what is happening? Like, what? I went to let my dog out last night, and I was like, oh, okay, there's snow. And then there was more snow, and then I was like, you know what? I'm happy God woke me up today. I appreciate my life. and it's going to snow until May, and that's fine. It's just where we're at here, man. I mean, yesterday, and people are like, man, yesterday was so nice. And I said, yeah, I mean, I was inside most of the day at Pro Day, but I did get to enjoy going out to my car and being like, wow, it's actually not that bad outside.
Yeah, when we left, well, when I left yesterday, I got out to my car and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't even need this hoodie on. I took the hoodie off on the drive. Like, bro, I'm gonna roll the windows down on this drive home. And now it's just back to that, man. I just can't wait for some warmer weather, and at least we're getting, starting that football season soon. Got the pro day that we just were at, so it's been fun.
Yeah, it's definitely been great. So, I mean, you got a bunch of unofficial 40 times from Pro Day. I was standing next to you shooting video. So I'm shooting the video. You got the stopwatch going, and we're getting to see these amazing performances. And you got to share it with their families, which I thought was so cool that, here's like all their loved ones that are standing there, and they're watching Dev, and they're watching Deuce, and and they're watching Will, and so on and so forth. The people are coming up to you going like, what time you got? What time you got? So just bring me into that. I mean, the fact that you made it a point yesterday that everybody experiences Pro Day differently. You wanted to make sure that you got the times when it came to different drills so that you could, be able to kind of analyze it that way. So just speak with me on that decision and wanting to do that, and just what it meant to be able to interact with the families about it.
Yeah, so a few years ago, I was at a couple pro days and I was kind of just taking video or something. And the media, they usually have the media with the fans or a little bit separated from the fans. But on this occasion, I was with the fans. And I had a family member ask me, like, hey, did you get that time? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I was taking a video. And then made me just start to think, like, maybe I should start taking these times if I'm going to be here and, if the families are going to be here. And then we'd see players come over and, they would either ask their parents or brother and sister, what time they had or vice versa. So I thought, hey, maybe, the content will always be there, right? But I want to be able to help the families and the players, because we've had multiple players DM me and agents as well. I mean, just throughout the years, requesting times from me or getting the times back and utilizing it for when they talk to scouts if they didn't talk to certain scouts before. So it's really cool. And then see, I mean, Devin Grant's mother came up to me, and like you said, Deuce Chestnut's family was coming up to me as well, and Marsparrows as well, and just asking me the time. So I thought that was really neat. If as long as I can help them, that's all I care about. That's what that's what League Winner stands for. It's just helping players and their families, garner more exposure. So the more I'm able to do that by helping with those times, while other people like, you and some of the other media there get to take the videos, I think it's a great way to combine the two things, and it just helps them, So I love doing it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just thought, and it was great because I'm taking the video and I'm watching, and I'm seeing, like I'm looking at my screen going, okay, so that looked ridiculously fast. And then I'm checking in with you and I'm going, what did Nixon just run? Because like, I mean, I talked to him after. I said, bro, I was like, and I talked to his dad, who's the offensive coordinator at Syracuse, Jeff Nixon. And I said to Jeff, I said, what are you doing to that boy? He's running so damn fast. Like, I mean, like what happened at home with him growing up is like, get in the house. You know what I mean? Like what were you doing to make Will be? And Will is like the kindest, nicest. Him and I love Spider-Man. So we were, it's crazy. Like Pro Day ended, we're doing an interview. And then like after the interview, we were just talking to each other. And then we stood there and had another conversation only about Spider-Man while everybody else is doing like their stuff. And I just hope that the NFL fully understands that's, the running back version of Spider-Man, in my opinion, is about to be on one of these 32 teams. But I mean, Pro Day was great. And they let us be there for like 4 hours. So, I mean, your overall take on it and just we got to see the 3-cone kind of, and we got to see the shuttle. And of course we got to see the 40. And then I got to see a bunch of individual stuff as well. And the D linemen, that was really cool. I really got to see them toward the end. So just your overall takeaways from Pro Day.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I mean, I saw your videos from the D lineman. I thought Jobity looked good. I thought David Reese looked very quick as well. George Rooks looked fast too, Dion, and Dion as well. I love that stuff. Seeing that stuff's always great. In terms of the four, I mean, I wish we could see the three cone. I wish the three cone was like near where we could be at because I had a number of people reach out to me, especially Valari, and he was like, "Dude, is that time real?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, we made sure to try to get like specifically your time and like Devin Grant's time, and I wanted to get some other guys' times too, but they're running it at the same time as they're running the shuttle,
Yeah.
and that's just hard to balance out. I mean, we tried our best though, right?
Yeah.
Between you getting the video and you getting the shuttle stuff, so we tried too. But I thought it was great. I mean, it's the longest that I think Tyler ever wants any media to ever be at the facility ever. I mean, I was happy being there. I mean, that's long. That was longer than I've been there for I think the entire practice year from last year. So that was good. You know.
Yeah. What they don't know is I'm still there. This background totally fake. So I'm still here. I'm at the Ensley Center right now. And no, but listen. That's how I called my parents. I said, if they're gonna let us sit here for 4 hours when we're normally here for 15 minutes, I am staying.
Yeah.
I was like I had to move an appointment. I had to make some things work and whatnot. But I said, nah, I'm locking in. I'm gonna hang out here. I'm gonna do my thing. And I definitely, I mean, it was great. And thank you to, I will thank iPhones. There's a lot of things iPhone I'm not going to thank you for. Apple, like how you charge people and you take things away and charge for things that are normal, like headphone jacks. But let's be real. The camera on my iPhone is insane. And so I just held where we were, our holding area where we were, and where I zoomed in from. I was able to pull that Valari video for his three cone, and I reached out to him afterwards because obviously we have Neapolitans and him and I are close, and so I was talking with him, and I was like, "Did you see the videos?" He's like, "Yeah, they're awesome, man." And I was like, "Well, I made it a point to get him at every single one of the three." And I tried to get the guys at everything. I got the gentleman from Colgate's, Trayvon Saunders, and a massive amount of people have responded to that. So thank you for the love for Trayvon and hoping the best for him. I got to talk with Damon Barnes of Cornell. He's going to be on the show. Really excited about that. The Colgate staff is going to be on the show. So, and hopefully we'll get Trayvon on as well, I hope. But yeah, I mean, so that was cool to see. But the experience was great. Being able to be there. It was the longest that we've ever been at Pro Day. It's never been 3 or 4 hours. So, I appreciate that side of it. What were your major takeaways? If you're a scout and you're watching this thing and you're looking for somebody to draft, of the guys that you saw, which there's a bunch of D linemen, Austin Collins on the O line. We have one running back in Will Nixon. You got Justice Ross Simmons at wide receiver. You got Dan Valari at tight end. You got Anwar Sparrow Jr., who is doing a lot of DB drills because he was the only linebacker there. So, and then you have punter Jack Stonehouse, who's just a phenomenal, awesome guy. I really hope that we get a punter in the 3rd or 4th round, and I hope it's him. But, so what were your overall kind of these people stuck out, these things stuck out, your analysis?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of stinks because they didn't let us go outside for the punting portion because I would have loved to see Stoney's hang time. He does a great job of that. I mean, I already got to see it at the Shrine Bowl. Blah,
I heard
blah, blah.
I heard he hit a drone, but
Wait, is that real?
No,
Is
no,
that
no,
real?
no.
It wouldn't shock me though. I mean, the kid's got a leg on him, and he's got the family lineage of having his family members in the NFL as well. I think that. I think he's a shoe, and I think he's definitely a guy who's going to get drafted. I really want Dan Villari to get drafted as well. I talked to a bunch of players at the East West Shrine Bowl, and when Villari reached out, I told him this too, that players. We asked players who impressed them the most throughout the contest, and multiple players, Caleb Fortner from Army, and there's a tight end from Auburn as well, who mentioned Villari specifically by name as a guy that they think's going to play on Sunday. I think he is too. I know you think that as well. I would love to see Dan Villari drafted, and then there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of guys that I think are going to be on NFL teams, right? I think David Reese is going to end up finding himself on an NFL team just because of how his build. I know he's 8th year guy, but he's built like an NFL player. Like he has the athleticism for it. He's built like a Tonka truck, and he ran a 4.53 40-yard dash. I think he's a guy who's definitely going to be there. I really think Will Nixon will end up finding a spot as well. I would love to see Devin Grant and Deuce Chestnut both find spots. I think Deuce might be a little undersized for what they want unless they move him to slot cornerback, but he ran a 4.46 at the combine. Devin Grant, I think, ran a 4.47. Devin could be a great safety. Deuce is, whether if he ends up being too small for what they want in the NFL, he's going to have a coaching career regardless. That kid is fantastic leader, and he's just a fantastic coach. Kevin Jobity's another guy that I would like to see get a shot as a UDFA, and George Rooks potentially has potential, and Anwar Sparrow as well are two guys. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of them will find themselves in the NFL. Like, Fran had his struggles this past year, but he has helped guys get and stick in the NFL, even if it isn't, top end draft picks. Rondé Gadsden, Elijah Clark, multiple players. I mean, even Meek saw himself on the Detroit Lions last year too. So he's able to get guys on NFL teams, whether it's for the practice squad or the NFL itself, especially in the preseason. So I think we're going to see more than half of these guys find themselves on an NFL team in the summer.
Yeah, and I agree. I'm hopeful of that. We've seen a bunch of guys do it no matter what the record is. And, the work ethic of these last few years of these guys and the belief in themselves. I mean, we've seen a lot of success get to the NFL. Garrett Williams, to Afatu Melifonwu, there's Trill Williams, and Kyle McCord. I still think he'll find his way to being a good backup somewhere. And Rondé Gadsden II, he was the last pick I made in my fantasy draft as my backup tight end. And I said, come at me, because I know I made a good decision. And then the dude blew up and he's getting all these fantasy points, and they're like, oh, Rondé. And I was like, I don't want to hear it now. So, it's, and then my guy, LaQuint Allen Jr., that's family. Yeah. So, there's Elijah Clark, who was there yesterday. There's a lot to be said about the guys. Andre Cisco, big fan of Cisco. Jacksonville made a massive mistake letting him go. So, and Zaire Franklin, Zaire, my goodness. When he was drafted in the 7th round, I was like, okay, it should have been the 3rd. He's going to make a team. And so it's like he made the team. I wasn't surprised. He became a captain. I wasn't surprised. They extended his contract. I wasn't surprised. Now he's with the Packers. They're going to love him. I'm not surprised. And, there's a lot of dogs that have come here, and Syracuse has been a place where, it's, you have all these whatever RBU, LBU, and whatnot. I feel like Syracuse is like that 1-star U, right? Like the guys that don't get a lot of credit, and then they come out and they just show out no matter what somebody ranked them at. And it all comes down to controlling the controllables, which is my topic for today's Ingredients to Success, proudly presented by the wonderful team at Avicolli's. So I'm going to ask Thomas to join me in this. And so outside validation, we talked about last week. And as I do this here and put it on the screen, controlling the controllables, Thomas, what does that mean to you? And do you think that the Syracuse players did a good job at Pro Day?
Yeah, that controlling the controllables is just making sure you're on your P's and Q's for the things that you have the power to change, right? And I think a lot of players really stepped up. They had the process from the end of the year going into that Pro Day, and the one thing that they could control was their performance. So they were able to train. I think a lot of guys had really great times, not just in the on-field testing, but then seeing some of the videos, not just your videos, but some other videos as well of the positional testing, and they looked fantastic. They did what they had to do, and in my opinion, they controlled the controllables.
Yeah, I think on and off the field in life, we spend most of our time being anxious, confused, stressed, and negative about stuff that we have no control over. These guys cannot control if the scouts talk to them. They can't control if they get interviews after. They can't control if anybody, wants to draft them. They can only control what they've done to showcase themselves. Like, they can control, hey, I think I did the best I possibly. They can control how well they prepared for Pro Day. They can control how much film they watch to themselves, how much they've learned, how much they've grown, knowing their weaknesses, knowing their strengths, playing to their strengths, making their weaknesses into strengths. They can control all of that. But at the end of the day, if they run the 40 and they go 4.46 and they look at the scouts and everybody's turned in the other direction looking at somebody else, they can't control that. All they can control is what they put out there, what they say, what they do, and how they carry themselves. And I mean, to the credit of Dan Villari, he might not have been on people's minds. He was on mine. And, you know, he goes to the Hula Bowl. He does a fantastic job. He goes to the Senior Bowl. He does a fantastic job. In between, he's training like crazy. He's putting all this stuff out there. Word telling his story here on the show with Neapala Dan's, and I get to get another side of him, and we get to chronicle everything. So I'm learning from him that at the Hula Bowl, he talked to 16 teams, or 18 teams. And then at the Senior Bowl, he spoke with all 32. And then yesterday, he didn't come out to do interviews because he had a bunch of teams that wanted to meet with him after Pro Day. And then he had a meeting with the New Orleans Saints. So Dan Villari's draft stock has skyrocketed, in my opinion, because he's controlled the only thing he can, which is his effort, his faith, his desire, his want to, his perseverance, and everything that he knows he's good at, and then getting better at the things he knew he had to get better at.
Yeah, I completely agree, man. Dan's kind of like the epitome of that too, because he went from his career in Michigan to where he's at Syracuse, being asked to play this position, that position. Okay, now go back to this position. Wait, no, we really need you at this one. And just doing it and grinding throughout it. And then like his college career statistics, you know, quote unquote, may have taken a hit from that. Yeah. But if you're just a smart scout or a smart football fan or a smart, you know, commentator, I mean, if you look at Dan Villari and you don't see football player and just overall great guy too, he's a very humble kid. I'm a huge fan of Dan Villari. And if you don't see that, I mean, you probably shouldn't be in this industry.
Yeah, no, I mean, he has absolutely shown everybody that it doesn't matter what your plan is, it's going to change. Things are going to happen. And he had a dream of playing in the NFL. He went to Michigan, and he told me, he said, I went to Michigan like in the last possible moment. They wanted C.J. Stroud. Ohio State got him. So then Michigan called him up and said, if we get Stroud, you're not getting the scholarship. We didn't get him, so now you're getting the scholarship. So then they bring him in, and then he works out, and he's a quarterback, and he's there for a couple of years. During the COVID year, he's supposed to start 2 of those games if there wasn't all the things that were going on with COVID and whatnot. So all of these things were supposed to but didn't, supposed to but didn't. Then he transfers to Syracuse. They tell him he's a quarterback. Then they tell him he's a tight end. He tells me he cried. He was sitting in that moment like, I don't know if I want to do this. He shifts to tight end. They bring him back to quarterback. They put him in a wildcat formation. Then they send him back to tight end. He's got a different quarterback throwing to him. Then he's got another guy throwing to him. Then he's got all these different guys throwing to him. Then they ask him to step back in a quarterback at the end of his season with a couple games to go. And there's not a ton of film on him catching the ball because Syracuse couldn't get the ball out to anybody when Steve Angeli went down. And yet, look at where he is today. So he knew he wanted to play in the NFL. He told me that. Here he is on the verge of doing it. And everything in between is probably nothing that he wrote, which just goes to show you God's plan is better than yours, but you should always keep to the dreams that you have. What do they say? A man can dream, but God will guide his steps.
Yeah, that's insane, man. Could you imagine being changed to a completely different position in college, like when you probably played your whole career up to this point, and they're like, nah, yeah, we're actually going to put you here instead. And then you struggle with it mentally, and now you're going to be in the NFL for that position with that's insane to me. And I honestly, I think he could be a oh my God, he could very much be Taysom Hill-esque, especially if the Saints are looking at him because he's played quarterback, he's played wildcat running back, he plays tight end, he can block, that guy is going to be one of the Swiss Army knives of all Swiss Army knives once he hits the NFL. Plus, he's a massive man, you know. So I don't think he's gonna have any problems fitting in wherever he goes. I do want to say that I'm very disappointed that my New York Jets weren't at the Syracuse Pro Day or the Delaware Pro Day or any other Pro Day, basically. What are you doing, guys? Come on.
The New York Jets are like, listen, we're just stockpiling picks, baby. That's all we're doing. We're gonna be good in 2029. Like that's probably what they're. But I don't know what the mentality is with the New York Jets. I don't think the Jets have known their mentality for a long time. But you know, and man. But we're in a place right now where did somebody surprise you at the pro day for Syracuse that you didn't anticipate? Someone that just kind of shot up your board and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna make sure I keep track of this guy.
I mean, we talked about Valera. I knew him going in was going to do very well. Stonehouse, I knew he was going to do his punting drills very well. I didn't know Trayvon Saunders was going to be here. So that was a very nice surprise because he blew me away. I mean, you alluded to the post you had. I think I ended up, quote tweeting that post. I learned that he broke his fibula 5 months before he even ran there. So to even run 5 months after fracturing your fibula, it was a fracture, sorry, not a break. 5 months after fracturing your fibula, that's insane to me. I thought that was very good. Devin Grant, I know he was a very athletic guy, but he surprised me running in the 4.4s, early 4.5s, depending on who was filming it. That was great. I thought Kevin Jobody had a really great day too. But probably the one guy, I mean, testing wise, that I didn't expect to blow me. I mean, David Reese, I know, like I said, I'm going to preface this by saying he's an 8th-year guy, but I did not expect him to run a 4.53 as a defensive lineman / edge. That's insane speed. And then he had I think he had a 10.5-foot broad jump, or sorry, 10.5 inch, 10.5 feet. Could you imagine? 10.5 inch. He's just jumping over people like, his 10.5 inch broad jump. I didn't expect that either. That's pretty elite in its own right too. So I know the 8th-year senior thing, plays a role, but he's productive when he's on the field. I know he had unfortunate injury and career luck, during college, but just strictly testing wise, he was the player that I was probably most like, whoa, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, no, I mean, David, and I told him after when I was talking with him, I said, dude, you had almost 0% body fat when we talked at the beginning of the season. Now there's none. There's none. There you have none. So I was like, I don't understand how you're a human being. It looks like you put on a suit. So I mean. I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah, I mean, the guys, listen, they were great. And, I'm happy for them all. I think, there's a bunch of good 40 times and I'm really happy for, Damon Barnes from Cornell and Trayvon Saunders from Colgate because they showed out too. And they definitely, hit some people. I think Will Nixon's speed should hit some people because we already know he can block and he can catch out of the backfield. And then, I think Valari, like you said, we expected good things because they've worked toward it and he didn't disappoint. Jack Stonehouse, he doesn't disappoint. And I told him, I said, Jack, I have never been to a pro day in my life where I walked in the building and there were no NFL scouts. And I was like, am I being punked right now? And then they were all outside. They were watching him. Like all of the scouts were outside watching a punter. And there's been great punters that have come through Syracuse, Riley Dixon included, who he's trained with, Jack has. And I mean, my goodness. So Jack, just shout out to him and to all the work that he's done. Seeing Tank out there was great because I know Tank, has shared his story here on the show and I'm really excited for him. Dev is just, he's a big dude playing DB and, so I'm really looking forward to what that can be. And Anwar Sparrow, I mean, running as fast as he did for a linebacker and just how he put his work in and then seeing the drills. And, Dennis Jaquez Jr. was out there. In my brain, I can't even believe that dude's done. I remember talking to him when he was coming in. But, I mean, yeah, I'm hopeful that a lot of these guys will find their ways onto rosters. and I know that they'll work toward the opportunities because they have a great work ethic, and there's so many good men that are at Syracuse, which I've been really spoiled with this program, that I've just met a lot of really good human beings that are good for the locker room. And so they're already talented, but they're also the ones you don't have to worry about. So, shout out to them. Any final note you want to make, Thomas, on Pro Day?
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious that Jack Stonehouse was actively checking his Twitter about Pro Day.
Yeah.
Jack's funny. Jack's a funny guy. Shout out to Jack.
Yeah. Stone is like, he's the best, man. I will say that I had a huge hug with Anwar Sparrow, and that meant the world to me. And then just seeing the guys and just, going up to them and seeing them smile and reach in, grab your hand and give you a hug. Though that's what means the world to me more than anything else, is the people and networking and, talking with them. And I mean, Nixon and I having a conversation that we had and just hanging out. And then, like I said, with Tank and Valari, I mean, we were texting after, and, it was funny because I'm leaving and Syracuse was like, oh, if you want to talk to Valari, reach out to his agent. And I was like, yeah. And he's like telling me the name. I was like, I know Dan, so I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, well, just so you know that, there's these people and there's this, I was like, have you paid attention to anything I've done? Probably not. And that's fine. But I mean, my favorite part of Pro Day is it gives me an opportunity to connect deeper with the guys that I didn't get to talk with as much, and it gets me around the people that I did get to talk with. And, I have the opportunity of letting the guys know, like, hey, I will be a bridge and a source and a resource for you to tell your story, and I'll be with you every step of the way. So that was the part I loved the most, and to be able to hang out with you and really get to do our thing. And, outside of bleachers and people standing in unique locations, I think we had a good time.
Yeah, dude, I think I texted you when I was on my way there when you told me you were going. I'm like, oh, dude, this is gonna be sick now, because then it won't just be me with the families. I'll have somebody else like actually trying to watch the event, and not like yeah, we're filming and doing all this stuff, but like we're actually watching the stuff too, and not like just looking for clickbait and talking in a corner and pouting and whatever was going on back there. But yeah, no, it was fantastic. I love seeing you as always, man. It was a great time. I wish I could have stayed longer.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I appreciate you coming on today and making some time. I mean, it was a great event, and it was a lot of fun. And it was more fun, like I said, that we got to experience it together,
Yeah.
And it's funny how, it's like I shoot a video and then somebody takes the video, but they zoom in and it's like, this is mine. I'm like, that's a zoomed in version of my video. But, ultimately, I'm there to support the guys and the families. And shout out to the Sparrow Legion, because there was so many of you out there loving on Anwar. And, Dev had his people, and Deuce, and, and Nixon, obviously, the family is there. By the way, seeing Nixon's mom for the first time and then looking at Jeff, I can tell that Will has his mom's face, but he has his dad's mannerisms. And it's the first time I blended them as long as I've known him, because when we were doing the interview, I'm looking at his face and I'm going, okay, I can see his mom. And then like when he reacted to something, I go, that's Jeff. And so like I could definitely see, Mom and Dad, that you have blended so like equally in with your son that I could see both. I don't know who gave him the speed, but God bless on that. And no, man, but I'm always happy to be able to spend some time with you and have some excuse to do it. So let's just hope that our guys find their homes, and I'm sure that they will.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what the NFL draft, and not just that, but the UDFA signings end up bringing. I think we'll see a lot of guys here, and it would be great. I appreciate you having me on and let me talk with you. I do love talking with you, man. It's always just fun, chill vibes. That's why I don't mind at all.
Yeah, let everybody know how they can get in touch with the league winners before you go.
Oh yeah, you can find us on Twitter/X at League Winners FB. You can find me at Tommy CFB for college football. You can also find us on Instagram at the League Winners. We just randomly went viral with a Wyatt Sullivan presser because he was in a crop top, and I guess that was a thirst trap. So whenever you get the chance, Dan, it almost has 1 million views. Like whenever you get the chance, just read the comments. You don't even have to listen to the video. You'll see some of the craziest comments you'll ever see being said. Did not expect that, but you can find that on our Instagram at the League Winners, or you can find all of our written content and our Instagram at theleaguewinners.com. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, of course. And I'll look forward to talking with you soon. Be well.
Yes, sir. You take care, brother.
Thanks, man. That coming from Thomas Pascariello. One more time of the League Winners. We appreciate him being on as always. Thank him for his time, and he definitely made this pro day a lot more fun just by being there. So with that being said, we're going to take our final step aside here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. We'll wrap it up after this.
New York, great cars, great people, great lakes. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you. Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes. Here's a message from Renee from Bryan's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York. Open Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and Sundays for brunch.
It's a lot like the way that my mom and dad ran their restaurant. We have put in place a lot of people that are family to us, very similar to how my dad hired people that were family to him. And then the tradition I'm carrying on is a lot of the items that are on our menu are my dad's. And he taught our chefs how to recreate his dishes. So I think that Tommy McNerney, who our executive chef is, to him it is an art. And I think that when he does create a dish, it's not just about making the food taste delicious, which is definitely our priority, but it's an art to him, and it's almost like his canvas on a plate where he just wants the colors to look great, and people love it because he takes pride in that. And Brian and I appreciate that. We want it to obviously look good and taste good. I will tell you, when we opened up, it was 6 weeks before COVID. And what was amazing was the community, our friends and family stepped up, and everybody did takeout. Everybody supported us. Our hearts were just so filled. So to Brian and I, obviously our friends come all the time, and we just have repeat customers in Jamesville, and I think people going to our previous restaurant in Green Lakes are making the trip to come to Brian's Landing to support us. And I mean, I think we have great food and a great atmosphere. So it's very, very important to us.
Head to Brian's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York, where memories have become recipes that are now meals to share with you. Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and on Sundays for brunch. And be sure to come out for live music Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Life gets busy, and sometimes that means us running around. So Canine Camp Dog Daycare offers you an opportunity to give your dog a place to stay while you take care of what you need to throughout the day. Canine Camp Dog Daycare is located on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse, New York. You can see it from the highway, and it's just off of Erie Boulevard across from BJ's Wholesale Club. Call 315-437-7110. That's 315-437-7110 to schedule an appointment to bring your dog in and tour the facility. Appointments are Monday through Thursday after 6:30, where you and your dog can see everything that Canine Camp Dog Daycare has to offer, including a self-serve dog wash and a retail store filled with all of your dog's wants and needs, including food, treats, harnesses, leashes, and more, making Canine Camp Dog Daycare your one-stop shop for your furry loving friend. Right, Lily? Avicolli's restaurant, located on 7839 Oswego Road in Liverpool, New York, has been serving our community for decades. Your place to go for home cooking on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road is just minutes from Liverpool High School. And every single month, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is on site, on location, with Liverpool sports, student athletes, coaches, and administration telling their stories throughout the year. We look forward to seeing you on site at Avicolli's for their casual pizza side, their fine dining, as well as their bar. And of course, you can order online at myavicollis.com. That's myavicollis.com. For takeout, delivery, and catering, call 315-622-5100. That's 315-622-5100. Come on in to the neighborhood spot Avicolli's, open 7 days a week in Liverpool, New York. Canine Campground Dog Boarding is your home away from home for your furry loving friends. Open 7 days a week with drop-off and pickup times in the morning and later on in the day and early evening. Canine Campground Dog Boarding is the spot to trust with your dog for short and long-term stays. Call 315-299-4013 for more information. That's 315-299-4013, and go to caninecampground.com as well. That's KAMP ground.com, where you will find all of the information on their different cabins, which include the classic cabin, executive cabin, grand cabin, and luxury cabin. Canine Campground Dog Boarding, where your dog will have indoor and outdoor areas as well as their own private cabin for any size, any breed, as well as dogs with different needs. Dog parents and dogs alike choose Canine Campground Dog Boarding. Isn't that right, Lily? Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks, coming to you on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, is your one-stop sports card and trading card shop. If you've never collected cards before, why should you get out to GG Cards and Breaks? Because it's a family, it's a community, it's a place where people can go and, you know, you can have an experience of getting closer to the teams you love, the players you love, the games that you love to play, and you can find connections with people that you may have met no other way, nowhere else. There's just amazing, wonderful people, and it all starts with Josh and Anthony at GG Cards and Breaks. And from there, it trickles through the entire team, and it's just an awesome experience filled with making memories around being a big kid and having a big kid spirit. And the best adults I know, they never lose that childlike spirit. So make sure you keep it and blossom that spirit, grow that spirit at GG Cards and Breaks, 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6, Sundays from 10 to 5 for all your sports card, trading card needs, and all that you need to protect your cards with and travel with them as well. Many thanks and a big shout out to the wonderful team as well at Chick-fil-A in DeWitt. They have some new things going on at Chick-fil-A DeWitt on the corner of Bridge Street and Erie Boulevard. You need to get yourself over to them today to experience what I am talking about, and that is the fact that Chick-fil-A in DeWitt on the corner of Bridge Street and Erie Boulevard has some new menu offerings, and those new menu offerings you can get inside on the app or by going through the drive-thru. The Jalapeno Ranch Club Chicken Sandwich. Say that 10 times fast. You don't have to. You just have to get over there. That is the new Jalapeno Ranch Club Chicken Sandwich at Chick-fil-A in DeWitt, as well as having the awesome new spring item that they have with the strawberry hibiscus beverages. So make sure that you get that strawberry hibiscus for that sweet, jalapeno for that little kick to it. Blend them together and have a great time with it. The new menu lineup is part of a year-long nostalgia-inspired celebrations, blending familiar guest favorites with fresh new twists to surprise and delight. Get it all at Chick-fil-A in DeWitt today, and thank Megan Sorber and her team for joining our community. With that being said, speaking of joining our community, thanks for being with me up and down the East Coast, Midwest, the West Coast, and all around the globe on YouTube.com and Facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT, and on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com. You can also find us on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, and YouTube. All you have to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. Many thanks to our entire team of partners. Go and visit them today. Great Lakes, Honda City, Carvel, DeWitt, Ma and Pa's, the snack capital of the world. The Wildcat Sports Pub, GG Cards and Breaks, Pizza Man, Game Point Sports Complex, Brian's Landing, Chick-fil-A Cicero, Canine Campground Dog Boarding, Myers Creek, Mother's Cupboard, Chick-fil-A in DeWitt, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, Avicolli's, Willow Rock Brewing Company, and the Willow Rock Pizza Pub. And of course, we are the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Binghamton University Bearcats. You'll find the Bearcats every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, where sports meets life, right here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Hang out with the Bearcats Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and you can find all of our content all the time by going to youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and find our Binghamton playlist. The Bearcats are also on WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to BinghamtonBearcats.com and go Bearcats. If you've been watching the show all the way through, all I've done is put on more layers. I started with a t-shirt, then it was a long sleeve under the t-shirt, now it's a sweatshirt. Yes, I have heat in my studio, but it's cold outside. So, from Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, and on behalf of Lorenzo Thompson, Tommy Moon, Thomas Pascariello, and Avicolli's with the ingredients to success of controlling the controllables, I say have a great day. God bless. No stress. Do your best. The tournament starts today with the first 2 play-in games for the NCAA Tournament Division I men's bracket. And make sure you sign up for our Tourney Bracket Challenge. The Wake Up Call Bracket Challenge is on Yahoo's Tourney Pick'em, and the links are on all of our social media. Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, X at Call DT, Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT. For now, from the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, I say God bless, no stress. Do your best. We'll talk soon.